Good evening and welcome to Banana Slug News. I'm Lisetta Arcos.
And I'm Scott Caruso. Achoo!
We hope you're all taking the precautions to prevent the swine flu.
I'm not. Here's what's news. The latest flu scare has opened all our eyes to the threat of a global pandemic. What can we do to protect ourselves, and what do we need to know? Kristen Cahey spoke to some of the experts on the UCSC campus to find out.
Swine flu has gotten wide attention. The students of UCSC and the surrounding residents haven't had any cases yet. But what do we need to know about this potentially dangerous virus? A lecturer at the university, Dr. Wendy Rothwell, gives us some science behind the swine flu.
So these are the main proteins on the surface, the HA and the NA, and that's where the H1N1 comes from. That's where the classes come from. Okay, so the thing about these, the reason why these things are important is because these are what trigger an immune response in our body that allows us to be able to get rid of these nasty invaders. So what happens is once we've been infected with one of these, our immune system makes antibodies. And the antibody can then bind to and recognize this HA protein. On the surface, it can direct the virus, and give us this virus, for destruction. So it destroys the virus. As long as the virus isn't really virulent, then that initial immune response is going to be enough to kill it off. But if it's a really virulent virus, then it's not going to be enough to kill it off, and it can be lethal. Okay, so this is the primary immune response. This is the secondary immune response. So if your body has already seen this thing, this HA, then you've already got primary immune response and you're ready to undergo this upon a subsequent exposure. If it hasn't, then all you got is this. With this new virus, new one, the swine flu one, the concern is that it has a new shape of one of these, of the HA. It has a new shape that hasn't been seen in human beings. It isn't going to be recognized by the system to be able to undergo this, and so we're not going to have as strong a response against it, and so it's more dangerous. That one doesn't seem to be horribly virulent. It isn't, killing, hundreds of thousands of people like the 1918 influenza A, the H1N1 that was also an H1N1, but this isn't as bad as that. But it could change, so people are watching very, very closely to the sequences on the viruses, so there's a close eye on this.
The health center here on campus has done a good job of keeping students informed. There are postings highlighting protective measures as well as daily updates on the UCSC Health Center website. The city of Santa Cruz has had heightened awareness of the swine flu and the upcoming flu season. Physician's assistant Eileen Donnelly had this to say.
Well, this recent scare about the swine flu, of course, has people concerned. What I always counsel people about is that really the hygiene practices and the things to decrease transmission of the swine flu is what we should be doing all the time in our everyday lives. To eat healthy, get plenty of rest, stay out of public places, home from school, home from work if you are sick. I always tell people to try not to worry and to get stressed out because stress lowers your immune system. To try to put your action in a positive, thoughtful way that makes sense.
So far, the swine flu has not had a direct impact on Santa Cruz. But the community is keeping a heightened awareness and recommending easy preventative measures that we can all take to keep ourselves and our community safe.
Thanks, Kristen. Budget cuts have been the focus of many of our stories for the past few weeks. This week, BSN has the latest updates on the effects of our budget cuts, including updates on workers' rights issues and the current state of the Community Studies Department. Here's Vilma Serrano with more.
The Community Studies Department has experienced a lot as a result of the budget cuts. As of May 1st, 4 integral staff members were laid off or given the pink slip. This included BSN moderator and Field Studies Assistant Coordinator Florencia Machetti and Office Department Manager Penny Simpson. They came to the staff appreciation picnic wearing their pink shirts in honor of their pink slips. Here's what they had to say regarding their feelings about the current situation and how this will affect the department.
There are 141 students that are going to be working with organizations outside the university this summer and fall. And according to the dean's plans, there's only one person working 50% that will take care of their work. So I'm being laid off, and my boss, who works 100%, is being reduced to a 50%. So 140 students will have only half a person to take care of their academic work and the issues that may arise, any conflicts that may arise with the organizations.